Thickness Linda. Thank you so much for joining us. Tensa India, thank you so much for joining us. Exactly.
Thank you, Edu Chumwa. Thank you. Thank you guys so
to me.
Christy, thank you so much. Christiana Mensa, thank you so much. Duke Chumwa, thank you so much. And if you forgotten, you can share the link.
And the honor, Lord, we lift our hands in worship.
Really appreciate it.
As we praise your holy name.
Sorry
you deserve the glory.
Elder Jake, thank you so much for joining us.
And the honor, Lord, we lift our hands in worship. As we bless your holy name, you deserve the glory and the honor. Lord, we lift our hands in worship as we praise your holy name. You deserve the glory and the honor. Lord, we lift our hands to you. Lord, we lift our hands in worship as we praise your holy there is no one else like you. There is no one else. For you are great. You do miracles so great. There is no one else like you. And there is no one else. For you do mighty things, and you do glorious things. You're a faithful God, awesome is your name. Somebody come on. You do glorious things. You're a faithful God, awesome is your name. We give you glory, God. You do mighty things. You do glorious things. You're a faithful God. Awesome is your name. Awesome is your name. You do mighty. You do glorious things. You're a faithful God. Awesome is your holy name. Say it again. You do mighty things, yeah. You're a faithful God. Awesome is your name. You do mighty things. You do.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We are so grateful. Blessing, thank you for joining us. Dickness Linda, thank you for joining us. Elder Jake, thank you for joining us. Good evening, everyone. We are so grateful and honored to have you here. We feel so honored to welcome you, our lovely viewers and our loved ones, for taking part in this program. We are very sure that you will feel comfort and you will also enrich with knowledge with this program. Stay blessed, stay tuned. Tonight, I'm your host, Elizabeth, and my co. So, guys, stay tuned. I hope you've taken your notebook, your pens, very, very necessary. And let's enjoy those streaming from Facebook, YouTube. Thank you so much. Please, your comments are so important to us. Kindly leave it and we will respond to that for you. So actually the channel, we want to talk briefly about what Youth Arena is basically about and what we do. So the mantra of this channel is we document random events of our social life, our life experiences, how to build godly relationship, and with our partners as well. So we thought we could make a better life by educating ourselves, our viewers, and the loved ones as well. So exactly, the world as well. So we always recommend that you join us as we take on this glorious adventure. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate it. Okay, so at this time, you would want to watch a very short, motivational video. So guys, stay tuned and let's watch out.
It is not a matter of being
Guys, it's will be coming soon. Let's just take some here.
first in the race of righteousness. It's not a matter of being first in the race of generosity. The end matters. The end matters. It is the time God will acknowledge you. It is the time God will reward you. It is the time God will say to you, you good and faithful servant. It is good to run after the things of God rather than running after the things of the world, which wouldn't last for long. Eternal life matters, not convenient life. I repeat, eternal life matters, not convenient life. Live life that God has called you to live, not life that the world has called you to live. Stay blessed. Thank you. Have a great day.
That's so interesting, right?
Very nice. Yeah. Okay, what the video is about. If we are to do something in the house of the Lord, do it genuinely, wholeheartedly. If you are supposed to do something to expand the kingdom of God, do it wholeheartedly. Don't follow the things of the world. Don't consider what everyone is doing, but then seek ye first the kingdom of God. That's the most important thing. And then when you are doing something for God, don't expect riches, that you'll be getting some riches on earth here, but then the end matters. That is when God will acknowledge you. That is when God will say to you that indeed you served me genuinely. That is what the video is about. I don't know if you add something to it.
Actually, okay, so you said it all. You said it all. So when we are doing something for God, we shouldn't expect some riches, but we should do it wholeheartedly, and God will pay us in His right time. That was it. Okay, so guys, I hope you also enjoyed that. That was so powerful by our own sister here. Very educative as well. So I can see some people joining us. Thank you so much. So we would want to ask some few people what their expectations are. Dickness Linda,
If you are there,
you are here.
your expectations for tonight.
Wow, that's a surprise. Okay, so basically, I'm expecting to learn something new. I'm expecting that whatever that I'm going to learn here would help me to build a godly relationship. So I think that is my simple expectation. Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you. God bless you so much. Elder Somia, Cody, are you there? Cody.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. What are your expectations?
Okay, actually, this is about relationship. So, as a young guy who is, let's say, almost to marry, I have to, get a lot of stuffs from from my own other BJ. He is a friend. I've worked with him before, and I know what he has in himself. And actually, we are going to learn a lot. Not only me, but my people here. We are going to learn a lot tonight. So my expectation actually is to learn something from a married man, a marriage counselor, about marriage and relationship. Amen.
Relationship is very necessary. Very necessary.
Okay,
Very,
but
very
it depends on how to make it a godly one.
necessary.
Okay, let's see who else.
I think I can see
Anna. Anna, are you there?
Yes, sis, I'm here.
Wow.
Okay, Anna, what are your expectations?
Yeah, so learning more about relationships from let me say an experienced person. Yeah, so I've come to learn, and I'm expecting that the speaker is going to clear all or most of my doubts. Yeah, so that's it.
Wow, that's great. So guys, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. We guess you guys are going to learn a lot. So at this moment, we want to learn another short video. We want to learn something from a short video. So let's stay tuned and learn from this as well too.
I have a life beyond my own. Beyond my needs, I see the needs of others. Beyond my bliss, I see the happiness of others. The list can go on and on. Many people interact daily and they do based on diverse reasons. I do based on the life beyond myself. Inasmuch as we seek for our own, let's do for others also. Let's make a clear distinction between our friends and our purpose of life. Because even the life beyond ourselves, we cannot carry everyone along. Let's take time to evaluate the circles we find ourselves in and their influence on our life. Beyond my life, I see the life of others. Beyond my very own life, that is the driving force and the energy that makes me go the extra mile for others. There is a life beyond our own life. It is not only about ourselves, but there is a life aside our own lives.
Wow. That's another powerful video. Guys, I hope we took something from this, right?
The title is Life Beyond Ourselves.
Yeah.
life beyond ourselves. So, guys, we hope you learned something from this short video by our brother Ming Smart Courage from PDM University. Learn something, just hit it. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Our daddy is in.
Our daddy is in, guys. Our daddy is in. We are really blessed. Wow, wow. So, Deaconess Justina, can you kindly tell us what you learned from that video, Life Beyond Others? Deaconess Justina, please, are you here? Okay, I think she's not here. Deacon Joseph Ntiamwa, can you please tell us what you took from this video, Life Beyond Ourselves or Others?
Deacon Joseph is here.
Okay, thank you so much. So, can you please tell us what you took from the video, Life Beyond Others or Ourselves?
Life beyond
Others or ourselves?
Okay. Please, can you come again with the question?
Okay, I think you didn't watch the video. Actually, we streamed a video just now, and we were asking that, did you take something from it? What did you learn from the video? Okay, no problem. If you didn't get it, then what are your expectations for tonight? Our program. What are your expectations?
So actually, I couldn't watch the video. My network was giving me some hitches over here. But I think from the background, I could hear something like life shouldn't be about ourselves. We should become more concerned about the welfare of others. It shouldn't be always a selfish life. We should live a selfless life as Christ encourages us. So I think that is a little I can say about the video. And for my expectation tonight, just like everyone is saying, we are heads on ready to learn tonight about how to build a godly relationship, not only romantic relationship, but as well as platonic and friendly relationship with others, how we can build it in a godly manner. So I'm ready to learn from Elder Bujay. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. We are grateful. I think Auntie Justina, Deaconess Justina Opon, you are here, right? Deaconess.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much. Deaconess, please, what are your expectations for tonight?
Yeah, actually, like everyone has said, I really want to know what relationship actually talks about, because we all have our own meaning and definitions from different people, and I'm here to be enlightened by our main speaker. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Justina. And next on our list, you watch another short video, the last video. Then we proceed to the main agenda.
Have you ever questioned God or yourself about your physical looks? Have you ever looked down upon yourself? Then remember, He created you in His own image and likeness, whether short or tall, fat or slim, heavy or not heavy. He still loves you the way you are. A builder determines the structure and color of his building. In the same way, our Maker determines how we should look. So there's no need for you to apply artificial things to make you look beautiful or handsome. You will be doing yourself injustice when you question your worth in life. God loves you so much. He cares for you so much. Be mindful and convinced that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Stay blessed.
Okay, that was a nice one to fearfully and wonderfully made, or made in his image. Okay, most of the times, sometimes we look down upon ourselves, maybe because we don't have a particular characteristics. I don't even know how to classify that one. Maybe we don't have some particular looks, or maybe we feel like we are incomplete with our looks. But then you should be mindful that whatever you look like, how you look like, whether you are dark, whether you are fair, short, tall, anyhow, God appreciates you the way you are, because He has placed special qualities, special unique features in you, and that no one can take. Because maybe you are talented in something, and then I have my own, I also have my gifts. I can't take your gifts from you. No, there's no way. So you should appreciate yourself and then appreciate God for how you look. I don't know if you add something to it.
Okay, so basically what I would want to say is however we are, like, because I remember the last time one of my pastors were telling that just imagining taking our betters nose to mine, I think I'll look very horrible. Like seriously, I'll look horrible. So no matter how you look like, you should just appreciate it. That's the little I can see. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope you really enjoyed all those videos and you took a lot from it. So don't forget to also take your books, your pen. We are about to start. Guess it's in. That's so nice. Don't forget to also comment those streaming live on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining once again. So we begin this program in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our sister Albi will just give us a short prayer then.
Okay. Shall we bow down our heads and pray?
YouTube. Yeah, like
Father, in the name of Jesus,
what's happening?
all the glory, honor, and adoration. Father, we bless your name so much. We commit this program into your hands, O Lord. We pray that you have your way, Jesus. We pray that you come and share this program. We commit our speaker man into your hands, oh God. We pray you fill him with your Holy Spirit, fill him with your wisdom, oh God. Daddy Lord, so that whatever that he's going to impart into us, whatever that he's going to educate us on, will become doers of it and not just mere listeners or mere observers. We thank you so much, Spirit of the living God. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Wow, that was a great prayer. Thank you so much, Alvi. Guys, thank you so much for joining. We are so grateful. This wouldn't have happened without you guys. And I'm very sure that we will all learn a lot and be enraged at the end of this program. So, Esto Youth Arena, embrace the world, make a better life, to make the world a better place. So, the mantra of this channel is we document random events of our daily life, our social life, how to build godly relationship with our friends and with our partners as well. So we thought we could make a better life by educating ourselves, our viewers, and the world as a whole. So we would request that you always join us as we take on this glorious adventure. Guys, yes, I don't know what to say, but today I'm so happy. I'll be relationship.
Okay, what are your expectations?
Can you just imagine being with the right person? Oh my God. And so you have no idea, see, you get the person you prayed for. Oh, you enjoy. You enjoy. So guys, enjoyment in Christ, because when you are to build a godly relationship, our elder Soma said, marriage.
It was initiated by God.
So definitely we have to enjoy. Guys, we know you guys are really enjoying this, right? Thank you so much for joining. Sister Gloria, thank you so much. Lawrence, thank you so much. Tony, wow, all the way from Italy. Thank you so
Martin,
much.
Thank you
Martin,
so much for watching.
We are so grateful. They can Joseph, thank you so much. Sister Kezia, you are welcome. You're welcome. Elder Soma, thank you so much. Auntie Dickness Linda, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Hey, I guess it's in. Guys. You should. I hope we are all happy to be here, right? If you're happy, let me just see some wave, guys. Let me see some wave. Let me see some wave. Let me see some wave. Wow, that's great. That's great. That's great. So I wanna introduce some people, like just give some hi to some people. Our own Elder Yao Somwa, the Pensa coordinator of Pensa India. Elder Somwa, thank you so much for joining. Our Dickness Linda, thank you so much. Our India Pensa organizer. Elder J, thank you so much for joining. You're so amazing. Our prayer secretary. Our brother Lawrence, thank you so much. A member of the Pensa India LP. Thank you so much. Our own Deacon John Anaman. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much for joining. We are so grateful. So guys, without wasting much time, we want to get ready because our guest is in. So I would want to introduce our guest. Guys, listen to it very well. And you know that today we are really blessed. Stop, Kara. So we have our own Elder Abraham Kwesi. He's a trained social worker and a counselor as well. He practiced as a capacity building consultant and a researcher. He's the CEO of Fire Consult, a leading printing and automobile dealership firm. He holds MPhil and BA degrees in social work from the University of Ghana. He's married to, wow, God, this is where I laugh so much. I'm sorry. He's married to a beautiful woman, Mrs. J. Naomi, and he also served as a presiding elder in the Church of Pentecost East Legon District. He's the author of Surviving the Heat and the Choice is the Answer. His teaching is farming, cooking, and meeting with new friends. Guys, you're so humble today. So without wasting much time, we would want to leave it to our guest for tonight. Elder Bude, thank you so much for joining. We are really humbled. Daddy. Guys, let's welcome our daddy. Let's welcome our daddy. Let's welcome our daddy. Daddy, you're welcome. This is it, Aina. We are really ready to hear from you. Daddy, you can take over. Guys, our daddy will be coming so soon. Let's just have some patience. Wow, those joining us from Ghana. Wow, Sister Lydia, thank you so much. Gloria, thank you so much. Those watching us live on YouTube, we are so grateful. Your comments, they are very necessary for us. Thank you so much. Our daddy will join us soon. So let's just get our questions ready and your expectations. I guess we will meet them by the end of this program. Guys, he'll be joining us soon. I think he has some problem with his network. Edichumwa Ella, thank you so much for joining us. Lydia, all the way from Ghana, we are so grateful. Galaxy J4 Plus, thank you so much for joining us. Christiana Mesa, thank you so much. Christy, wow, that's nice. Okay, wow, that's nice. So I got you guys.
Hello.
Hello, Daddy. Welcome. And now we are so happy to have you on our channel this day. We are so humble that today we know we are going to get our expectation being fulfilled. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah. Is the floor open for me?
Yes, please.
Oh, wow. Christ in you, and praise the Lord to you, everyone.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, the hope of glory.
We are excited to be with you, and it's an awesome time to see you guys doing very well, and we are happy to join you tonight. So I'll do my possible best to be fast so we could exhaust so many things within the period. We trust that God will see us through and we have a good time. So it's interesting to share with you on the subject building a godly relationship. Building a godly relationship. You see, so many relationship happens, but it's always good to build a godly relationship. But I want to say that we will emphasize more on relationship that aims at marriage. So aside all the other relationships we will talk about tonight, we will zero in to talk about relation leading to marriage, because it's one thing that many of us need to know and work at it as young people. The other time I was saying that Bible says that God has given some people the grace to marry, and He has given some people the grace to be single. That means that not everyone will marry. It's unfortunate though, but sometimes for a good purpose. Bible says that some have been made eunuchs from birth, some have been made single because of the work of God, and some have been made single because of the mistake of others. I pray that for us, the purpose of God for our lives in terms of relationship will be fulfilled. We will not be made single because of somebody's mistakes or our own mistake. I wanted to share my screen with you, but I think I'm not permitted to do that. So I'll try and manage with my laptop. Okay.
Link anyway, not page. This assembly page.
So admin, if you could mute the participants for now. I want us to read Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 and then 8. If somebody can read for us, I'll appreciate. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verses 1 and then 8. So I think for now you can meet somebody to do the reading for us. If not, then I'll go ahead and read it. Is someone reading?
Please, I'm reading Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1.
Okay.
Please, is that it?
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 1, and then you move to verses 8.
Verse 1.
Verse 8.
Verse 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Amen. Verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. Amen.
Amen. So Bible is saying that to everything there is a season. And the verse says that a time to love and a time to hate. So in this life, all seasons are not the same. If you're not careful and you miss your season, it will be worse than not even starting a season at all. Relationship is very, very good. And in all our lives and endeavors, God has given us relationship to thrive on. And the Bible says that two is better than one. So in all your endeavors, not only in marriage, even as friends, even as students, as church people, if you want to go far, there's a need to develop a godly relationship. Like example is David and Jonathan, when they loved each other so much that they could trust one another. And Jonathan was willing to sacrifice his life for David. And this is the highest form of relationship that I pray that in all our endeavors, God will grant us friends who are loyal, who are faithful, and who are ready to sacrifice for us. Unfortunately, nowadays, we don't have such people, or there are few of them, people who are concerned, genuinely concerned about our well-being, and even not seeking so much, but they want to see to the best of us in all that we do. They are just seeking the good for us. And I pray that God will bless us with such people. To build a godly relationship, the most important thing is, before you think about starting any relationship, you should be prepared as an individual. If you're not prepared as an individual, if you don't like yourself, you don't love yourself, you don't know what God has put into you, you mess up in relationship, because it's when you have built so much capacity, that's where you're able to give out. It's when you have done so much love that you are able to give out love. Bible says that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So whatever you build within you, you give it out. If you build sorrow, hatred, resentfulness, and all those things, these are the things that you give out. So we should think about this. You have to be positive about yourself. To build your marriage, you have to be very positive to meet the right person. So the first thing is for you to work on yourself before you think about relationship. God starts with you. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone better, and no one can love you better. You read Mark 12, verse 31. Jesus says that the greatest of the conclusion of the whole matter is you have to love God with all your mind, with all your heart, with all your strength, with all your mind. And then the second is love your neighbor as yourself. That means that if you don't love yourself, how would you love your neighbor? Many people are claiming for love, but they don't even have love, and they don't show themselves love. One truth is that if you don't love yourself, you wouldn't appreciate what love is. So it is very, very important to understand self-love, that as a person, how do I appreciate myself? As a person, how do I love myself? Before anyone can establish and sustain a successful and a godly relationship, there's the need to understand who you are. Who are you? Who are you as a person? Do you know yourself very well? If you don't know yourself very well, you struggle in relationship, because you wouldn't appreciate when people are showing you love, because you don't know what makes you feel loved. You're not lovable. You can't be loved because you don't understand what love means. And what will make you understand yourself or appreciate yourself is first understanding your temperament, understanding your behaviors, understanding your interests, what makes you happy and what makes you angry. Who are you? Your temperament affects every aspect of your life, but most of us, we don't know our temperament, but we are seeking for relationships. Most marriages are collapsing because couples didn't understand each other, because they don't understand themselves. Why did I choose my wife? I chose my wife because I'm a sanguine, and I needed somebody to blend my hair type, my sparky type, my high type, somebody who is cool, somebody who is calm, somebody who doesn't talk so much, so that when I'm talking so much, she'll be quiet, and then we blend. So if you don't know who you are, you don't know your temperament, you don't know, you're just going about seeking for love. You may get love, but you will not be sustained, because you wouldn't even know why you chose the person you choose. So it's very, very important that we study and understand our temperament. I'm praying that one day we get opportunity to go into details, the temperaments, the 4 big temperaments that we have. That's the sanguine, the choleric, the melancholy, and the phlegmatic. The sanguines are the easygoing type. The cholerics are the the leaders, they always, they are action oriented, they are result oriented people. You have the melancholy, who is the analytical type, very, very, I mean, questioning. They question almost everything in life. They question it, and they don't just accept friendship. They are people who are so careful before they make a choice. And we have the phlegmatics, who are the diplomatic people, who believe that life is about how life has to be. You shouldn't struggle so much in life. Take it easy, no matter how things are to work. So phlegmatics, they don't bother themselves so much. So these are just summary for today. Hopefully another time we go into it. So what you need to know before you think about marriage. Now I want to zero in into marriage. Like I said, I want to touch on relationship that leads to marriage. So what do you need to start thinking or preparing towards marriage? The first thing you have to do is that take time to understand yourself. Take the opportunity to build on yourself. You see, when you are single, it gives you the opportunity to know who you are. The moment you marry, the equation becomes so complex. You may be thinking it's because your spouse is not doing this, that's why you are reacting this way. No, but when you are single, it gives you the opportunity to assess yourself, to know your strength and your weaknesses. When you're able to do this, it helps you to build on yourself and work on your weaknesses, so that you can have a wonderful relationship. The next point is enjoy your singlehood. Take time to grow through singlehood. Singlehood is a process. Singlehood is a wonderful period God has given to mankind. If you don't take time to enjoy your singlehood, you will struggle if you marry. If you're not, listen, a happy single makes a happy marriage. So if you're not comfortable, if you're not content as a single, you cannot be content when you marry. So take time to work on your singlehood. The next thing is that the best years of your life is when you are single. So take good time and enjoy your single. Don't be in haste to enter into a relationship. No, it frustrates you in so many ways. But be ready, be comfortable with who God has made you, enjoy your singlehood. And in that, the truth is that if you become a good or a confident single, if you become a more glorious single, you become so much, I mean, you build so much capacity, you package your life as a single. That's why you attract the right people to you. So don't be thinking that you need somebody to be complete. No, you need to be complete before somebody comes. You have the chance to choose from the many ladies and the men around you. When you are single, this is the opportunity for you to choose anybody you want. The moment you say, I'm attached, it becomes difficult for you to make another choice. So don't joke with your the singlehood, or as a single, don't joke with it. Be proud to be a single and make good time out of it. You have the chance to make your life sweeter and better without much interferences. The truth is that the moment you marry, your decisions will be interfered with another person's decision. But once a single person, you're able to make, bigger decisions without somebody interfering. Like I sit here, before I accept to join you, I have to discuss with my wife, and she has to give me the permission to join you, right? But as a single, you have the chance to do so many things on your own. That is why it's very, very important that you exhaust that period, you enjoy your singlehood, so that you know that now I've lived the singlehood life, I'm ready for marriage. A better single makes a better marriage, so don't forget about that. Keep it. Note that we go into marriage to add up to our spouses and not to make ourselves better. Listen, I want you to listen and listen good. If you are waiting to marry before you become a better person, then you are worse than any other person. You have to be a better person to attract another better person. Don't think that, oh, I'm lonely, so I need to marry so that I'll be happy. No, you are making a big mistake. Don't say that I'm poor, so I need to marry so that my husband will take care of me. You're making a big mistake. Don't say I can't cook, so I need to marry so that my wife will cook for me. You're making a big mistake. Don't say I can't wash, I need to marry so that my wife will watch for me. You're making a big mistake. No, you are going to marry to be a blessing. You're not going to take, you're going to give. Listen, marriage is a giveaway. It's not a give and take. And that's how many people enter into marriage and they are frustrated. Hey, is that what they call marriage? It's because they had a wrong conception, assumption about marriage. We go into marriage to make people better. We don't go into marriage to make ourselves better. Hope we are together. The next one is that many marriages are breaking up because most people have reversed the purpose of marriage. They want to go in and get. No, we don't go into marriage to get. You go into marriage to give. So get ready as a single person. What are you ready to give to make somebody better? If you don't have anything to give, then it means that you're not ready for marriage. The truth is that marriage exposes the best gifts in us and the worst person we are. So when you enter into marriage, that's where God unearths the best gift to be a blessing to your spouse. So you don't just say that, oh, I'm going to marry and then no. Be thinking that when you marry, you're going to give your best to your spouse. Okay, so take note of that. And if you don't prepare enough, you go into marriage and your worst form is shown. You marvel that, hey, am I the one doing this thing? Because in marriage, it exposes the weakest part of you. So that's why it's very, very important that you get to prepare yourself before you enter into marriage. And we marry the human side of our spouses. So take note of these things. If you want to know how spiritual you are, get married. So in marriage, it's going to test your spirituality. If you are not spiritual and you marry, everybody will know that you are not spiritual. And what is spirituality? Spirituality is being like Jesus Christ, showing love to anyone and giving it all to other people. So be prepared to give your all to somebody before you think about marriage. You don't think that when I marry, my husband will buy me jet shield. No, sometimes fantasies. People are thinking about fantasies. When I marry, you marry and you said the story is totally different. When we are young, we watch movies and you see the husband coming from work and the wife will run to the door, greet him with a kiss, take his bag, and then remove his suit and all that, and you all yearn for, oh wow, our rebel, the papa, and all this. You marry and sometimes you come home before your wife and the story changes. So it's always good to be prepared to be a blessing to others. If your would-be spouse, don't think about going to get. I want us to know this important things to consider before you propose love or accept a proposal. Let's read Proverbs 19 verse 14. Bible says that house and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. So when it comes to the choice making, never leave God out, because he knows the deepest things in the heart. He knows the secret of every heart. So if you're going to marry and you take God out, somebody can pretend to be an angel today, but will be a devil tomorrow. It's always good to pray and consider God in your choice making. So pray about your would-be spouse and ask God to lead you to him or her. Agree with God in the choice making. Don't push it on God. You see, there are some people, especially some guys who call themselves spirituals. They come to you and say, oh, I've prayed for 30 days. I've been fasting for 30 days. And God showed that, God told me vividly that you are the woman I should marry. And people hide behind prophecy to deceive innocent people. Listen, young ladies, if God wants you to marry anybody, he wouldn't tell that person and leave you out of the sin. God is not an author of confusion. In the New Testament, any prophecy must be confirmed. So when God speaks to Kwame down so that he should marry you, God will definitely speak to you that I've spoken to Kwame down to speak to you. And any responsible man will not push the responsibility on God. on God. They will tell you that, yes, I wanted you. I've prayed and God has assured me that you are the right person. Sorry. So don't let anybody deceive you with God says I should marry you. Take time to go through the relationship process. Listen, relationship is a process. It's not a fixed something. No, relationship is a process. So you have to take time and develop the relationship. Have a close observation from afar. I advise young people, especially ladies, that observe from afar. When somebody comes and says, I love you, I want to marry you, how long have you known the person? Take time to study people from afar. Hang out frequently, either planned or unplanned. So you don't wait until somebody comes to you that, Lizzie, I'm interested in you, before you start praying about you, before you start saying, let me observe. No, young ladies, I want to advise you. Start praying about the people you think they are your suitors in the church, in your school. You shouldn't wait for a guy to come and propose to you before you say, I'm going to think about it, I'm going to pray about it. It's not wisdom. Wisdom is when you have prepared ahead of time. So as a young lady, don't wait for guys to come before you pray about them. No. Pray about guys you think they're the right people. Study them from afar and ask questions about them. So by the time they come to ask you, you already know the answer. So they come to propose. Thank you for the proposal, but I'm sorry. On. So in necessary questions, when necessary questions, don't leave it to chance. Okay, ask questions, intelligent questions. As friends, build your relationship as friends. People come for counseling. You ask, what know your sickle cell status, and no, I don't know.
Guys, we are really sorry. I think our elder, yeah, there is network issue. Let's kindly stay calm, and I hope everything will out well. I hope you are enjoying, guys.
You are preparing
You are
your
preparing your
questions.
questions. We are jotting a lot as well. So that's great. That's great. That's great. He said something. Marriage is not give and take.
It's a giveaway.
It's a giveaway, not give and take. That's great, guys. I hope you guys are really enjoying this. Our elder will join us soon. Yeah, I think he's back.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry, we are in Ghana, so you can just imagine. Okay, great. So we can proceed. Okay, great. So I was talking about asking necessary questions at the friendship stage. Okay, don't be so fixated about the fact that it must work. No, it doesn't matter if it works or not. You see, relationships are not necessarily meant for marriage. It's meant to teach you and mend you. Okay, there are people who become so. I can talk about many friends, ladies who shaped my life from JHS to the university. They were ladies, but I had no amorous relationship. I was just thinking about getting, learning, and knowing so much from them. My life has been built by many ladies who have been so much a blessing to me. So relationships are not, when a guy sees a lady, the only thing he's thinking about is, oh, either sex or marriage. No. You see, relationships should not be focused on just sensual or some of these things. No, we think about relationship, we're thinking about building our lives together. Okay. So grow the friendship. As you grow the friendship, if you get to know that the person is the right person for you, as you've been praying about him and asking good questions about the background, it's unfortunate that people develop so much emotions into relationship, and they make all plans about marriage and all that. And unfortunately, when they are about going to what do you say, marry them, almost getting to marry them, then comes a mother or a father who says, no, I don't like somebody from this tribe, I don't like somebody from this place. You get the point? So it's very, very important that you do all these background checks so you don't get disappointed on the way. Express your feelings to each other as the relation develops. So at the point you get to know that this is the person that God is directing me to, and you feel like now the time is right. You've done all the necessary background checks. You've done all what it takes to be who you are. Then you can go ahead and then express your feelings to one another. So from engagement, you talk about courtship. That's the official study and preparation leading to marriage. So when you say courtship, that means that you are almost getting there. You're almost getting there. So at the friendship stage, when you start developing and you make your intention to one another, it's very, very important that you introduce one another to the very important people in your lives, especially maybe a close friend or a church leader who can just monitor the relationship. When you do that, it helps you to set barriers and then principles that will guide you to a successful relationship. Great. So I want to conclude with what I said, that the best way to avoid divorce from an unfaithful and abusive or unsupportive spouse is to avoid marriage to such a person. So if you want to avoid marrying the wrong person, divorcing, then don't marry the wrong person. Okay, sometimes our ladies, you don't know, we say, oh, when I marry, I'll change him. No, you can't change anybody in marriage. People decide to change when they feel like they want to change. So never think that I'll marry him and change him. If that's the behavior or the character of the person you cannot, cope with, there's no need for you to even start it at all, because you can't change anybody in marriage. It's only God who changes people, and it's people who decide that at this point I want to change. You can't force anybody to change. So take note of that. If you wish to marry well, inquire well. Associations through hangouts or exchanging information on the internet are not a sufficient basis for marriage. So be careful that somebody, oh, this guy is a good guy, or this person is a good person, so marry him. No, don't do that. Make sure you're making your own decision and you're choosing for yourself. I want us to move to who should I propose and how? Who should propose? So as we become friends, we are building a relationship. At a point, we become so close friends, and we share intimacy, we share our thoughts and our plans together. Who should propose? Is it the lady or the guy, or who? So in all biblical cases, if I want to use the biblical standard, then it's always the man who goes after the woman to propose or to ask the hand of the woman in marriage. So from the biblical standpoint, most instances is the gentleman or the man who goes to ask for the lady's hand in marriage. But there are cultural relativism, and different cultures have different ways of handling it. I know many of you are in India, and in India, the opposite is true, that women rather go to marry men. I hope that is the case in India. So whoever is supposed to marry whoever, the most important thing is that knowing that the time is right and somebody must initiate it, definitely. Because even in our setting, in our cultural setting in Ghana, there are some gentlemen who will never propose, even if they are convinced that you are the right person. because you feel like you should know. I know I say who said me, and everything shows that I love you, everything shows I'm ready to marry you. So why do you want me to come and tell you again? You see, the phlegmatic guys will not, sometimes they don't want to do that. So in this case, then the lady should be able to know and help him out. And so the lady, even in our cultural setting, which does not permit, in quote, the lady to propose, the lady can initiate something. Okay, he can influence it. So the guy, you have been so close to him, you think alike, you do things together. You can just ask him, so come in. You've been friends for 3 years. You've been sharing so many things in common, and we've grown our friendship. Where are we driving at? What will be the end of this relationship? Where do you think we are heading towards to? And then you tell me about all this, I should know I'll marry you. Okay. Or if he's a kind who is just playing around, oh, me there, I've always seen you as a sister. Me, my sister is just like you. So when I came to school and I saw you now, I thought I've met my sister. So me can have a girlfriend at home. Okay. If a lady, you don't ask these questions and you keep on assuming that the guy has been so good to you, he does everything for you, then you're making a big mistake. So let's take note that when the time arrives and you know the guy is the right person, in your conversations, a lady, you can lead him to tell you the whole story about the relationship. If not otherwise, you should know so that you don't get disappointed. So how and when should I accept a proposal? Like I said earlier, a godly lady does not wait for a gentleman to propose love before she starts praying and thinking about him. So as you go about your business, you know that God has granted you the grace to be a marriage material. Then you start praying about it, and then start praying about the perspectives. Yeah, you can see the guys in the church and be praying about some of them that, oh, this person, in case he comes, this person is no, this person is yes. Start praying about them. So when they come to you, you don't get confused, because sometimes 3 people can come at the same time and propose to you. If you're not careful, you'll be confused and you don't know what to do. But if you take the pain to prepare ahead of time, pray and know people ahead of time, it helps you a lot. And the next point, that you have to pray and also watch out for prospective husbands. As much as you don't show you are desperate, there is no need to delay your acceptance or otherwise. This to the ladies. Some ladies can give you about 2 years praying about a proposal. The gentleman, I'm admonishing you, if a lady delays you more than 1 month, ignore her and move on. If 1 month, cry soon. But for the sake of those who are
sharp.
Yes. If a lady delays you 1 month, yes, it shouldn't take too long for a godly lady to accept a godly man. Okay, you shouldn't wait all the time before you say yes to a godly man. Yes, so you should be doing your homework and praying ahead of time before somebody proposes to you. Sometimes they know it is no, but they will wait. When you see a message, you think it's from her, and you're going to check what is the answer. No, stop disturbing the guys. Yes. So guys, these are poor for you. If the lady delays like that, just tell her that, mommy, I've withdrawn my application. Forget about it. Yes. And it's very, very important, except somebody you don't know. And I don't expect somebody you don't know to just come and tell you that I want to marry you. If it happens that way, fine. Then you have to be very, very careful about it. Okay, because somebody cannot just meet you and just at a glance and say that I want to marry you. So I'm supposing that this somebody you know who will be able to tell you that I want to marry you. Then you shouldn't delay the answer. Okay. If your answer is no, do it in a polite manner without downplaying the man. Some ladies look down upon certain guys, but interestingly, sometimes the people you you ignore today may be the same people you meet tomorrow. Okay, there may be people that you wouldn't like today, but tomorrow you may like them. So even if you're not certain about them, the no should be a polite no. That will not make him feel so, down and feel like he's so, wasted or something. No, always do your best to say that, oh, thank you so much for considering me. I appreciate the fact that amongst all these women, you have thought about me. But the truth is that I'm not ready for a relationship. So please, for now, I want to excuse myself, or I want you to look elsewhere once you're ready to marry. Okay, it's a nice way of saying no. But some people will make you feel like, who the hell are you to come and propose to me? So you should be very careful how you turn down the proposal of some people. Okay. I think I will do this last and then you can come with your question because of our time. Lizzie, how many minutes do we have?
Please, like few minutes. So can you please wrap up for us, because I guess we have a lot of questions.
Lot of questions.
Hey, okay. So let me wrap up with this one. Then your questions, I will answer them. So who should I marry? Number one, marry someone you know. Every good marriage starts as friendship. Marry someone who knows you, someone you are comfortable with. Marry someone who you can laugh with and hold a conversation with. Marry someone who shares in your beliefs, goals, dreams, and aspirations. So if somebody says, I want to be a politician, and you know that you don't want to go there at all, think twice before you marry such a person. If not, in the course of the marriage, there will be friction. I want to go here, the person wants to go here, and then there are issues. Somebody wants to be a pastor, and you know that he wants to be a pastor. You know within you that you cannot be yourself, mommy. But because of marriage, you go ahead to marry him. Later, then it becomes an issue. So be careful that you marry somebody who share the same dream, goals, and aspirations and beliefs with you. If you can't tell him or her, if you can't call him or her your friend, then the time is not right for marriage. So be very careful that you take time to know the person and to build friendship before you think about relationship leading to marriage. So I want to end here and invite your questions so we can end the day. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Daddy. God bless you so much for educating us and also helping us know how to build a godly relationship, when to accept the proposals, and how to accept it too. God bless you so much. Guys, God bless you for watching us so much. At this moment, if you have any questions, you can just hit us up and then we'll let our Daddy
answer for us.
Yeah.
Your question. You can also raise your hand so that we call you, then you ask your question. Okay, Daddy, I have a question personally. So let me ask you. Okay, so my first question is, should there be a reason for you to love someone?
Should there be a reason for you to love someone?
When I say yes. Maybe, I mean, okay.
Yes, unconditional love has a reason for loving. Bible says that whilst we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. So unconditional does not mean that there shouldn't be a reason. So even though you are bad, but I choose to love you. Okay, so loving someone does not mean that there's everything perfect about the person. No, I marry you for this reason. Okay, so we have kinds of love, right? But if it has to do with marriage, then you should have a reason why you're going to marry that person. If the reasons have to do with loving the person as what God has made, or a Christian or a brother or a sister, then you have every reason to love anybody. But when it comes to marriage, have a reason for choosing whoever you want to choose. You don't marry out of sympathy. Oh, you are making the worst mistakes of your life. So always have a reason to love somebody, especially when it comes to marriage.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'm so grateful. Please, Elder Jake, I can see your hand. Can you please ask your question?
Am I audible?
Yes, please.
All right. Daddy, thank you for these wonderful lessons. In fact, I've taken note of it, but I want to ask these two questions. The first one is that you are in your presentation, you admonish us that we need to pray even before we made a move. We make a move. But I want to ask, like, is it always that we have to hear maybe a vivid experience or a word from God confirming a choice of a lady before we propose? Is it always like that? That you have to, maybe I may be praying about it. Should I receive a vivid?
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Before I
Okay.
make a move?
I get your question. Is that all? You have another question?
Second one is I don't know whether I heard you correctly, but you said the woman you are married to is having an opposite of your temperament. If I am
Yes,
right by that.
you are very right.
Okay. So, and you gave a reason because maybe if you are maybe for instance a talker, a sanguine who talks, you should have somebody who is somehow reserved so
Yes.
that you can blend very much well. But
Yeah.
we do always say that, like, if I like something and the other person doesn't like that thing, if I find myself around that person, it becomes boring. Like, we have, like, somebody who likes football. Me, I don't like football. So when we are together, we don't have anything to discuss about. He's talking about football, and I don't know anything about football. So if I meet somebody who is the opposite of me, it's going to be boring. So how do we do
Okay.
it? How do we handle that temperament thing?
Okay, great. So now your first question is, God speaks to many people in so many ways. For me, I don't think God had to reach a lady to you before you know that this lady is your wife. As a Christian, have your own convictions and how God speaks to you. Okay, sometimes God may not speak to you, but you have a peace of mind. That peace of mind alone can tell you that this is the right decision you are making. Okay, so don't wait for God to bring that picture, that lady to you and say, oh, this is no, it might not happen. Sometimes it may happen, but in many times, it's just that you pray for conviction, you pray for God's, endorsement. And that's when you feel at ease that you are happy about the decision you made and you are sure God is backing your decision. So it's not always that you have to see the person or no. You could even present, maybe you can say, okay, God, this is the person I'm going to marry. I want to marry. If it's your will, let things go through as I go to do this. Let this. So how God orders your steps will help you to move on. Okay. Yeah. So it's not. It's sometimes even the things that will happen around the whole thing, which you tell you that this is the right person you have to marry. Okay. The next one is marrying the opposite. Marrying the opposite person, I was referring in terms of temperament, not in terms of interest. Okay, not in terms of interest. For in terms of interest, yes, you may not have all things the same, but there should be something that bring you together. There should be you all love God and you are crazy about the things of God. But one person may be sanguine, one person may be melancholy. Okay, you have a grounds to where your interests meet. It doesn't mean that you should be apart. One is jamming, one is somewhere. No, if you do that, you are making a big mistake. So take note of that. Okay. The next question, please.
Boy of God, please, we see you. Please, your question. Please, Elder Jake, please, are you okay with the answer?
Sure, please.
Pardon?
Very sure.
Okay, thank you so much. Boy of God, you can go on. Okay, I think maybe he might have a network issue. Dickness Linda, please, your question.
Thank you so much, Dickness
You're
Elizabeth.
welcome.
And Elder, thank you so much. Me personally, this has been insightful for me. I have a simple question that I want to ask. Most often, when people meet, like you're saying, you have gone through you have prayed a lot, and you have that conviction in your heart, you meet somebody, and everything is going on well. But at the end of the day, your parents say no, you cannot get married. And giving you is basically something that you cannot fathom on. So how do you deal with this issue? And you have prayed that God says this person is your wife, or you have that conviction, that peace of mind that this person is your husband, but your parents are being very stubborn about it. How do you handle it?
Interesting. So, God is a God of order. Ephesians 6 verse 1 says that children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. It's God who said that. So if God wants you to marry somebody, He will speak to your parents. You see, in the New Testament, God settles issues with confirmation. So if your parents are resisting the relationship, then pray about it again. Okay. And sometimes too, you have to know how to play your game. Know from your parents where they want you to go and where they will not want you to go. So if you get to know that you are going to where they don't want you to go, convince them before you introduce the person. My parents didn't want me to marry from a tribe. Eventually, after doing everything, that was where I needed to marry from. I came home and engaged my parents, and I told them about people who have married from our tribe, who have even married from our home, family members who are still having issues. Some of them were divorced, and I asked them, can they explain to me? They said, oh, because the lady was not a good lady, the lady was doing that, then that's, oh, okay. Then I want to suggest to daddy, then I think it's not about where the person is coming from, but it's about the attitude of the person, and it's about God fearing, how the person fears God, that matters most. And then my mommy will say, no grow. And then I say, I think it's true. Okay, now we end the conversation. The next time I go, I tell, oh, Dad, I've been praying about but I've met one lady. She is God-fearing. She is hardworking. She is a virtuous lady. But the truth is that she is from this tribe. Daddy, what do you think we can do? Then your father will remember the conversation. That, oh, Akwesi, don't worry. It's not about where the person is. The same daddy who told me that I shouldn't marry from this place. But because I've engaged him to let him know the wisdom and the reason behind choosing somebody from one tribe or the other, now my father himself will tell me that, hey, no, Kwesi, don't do that. If the lady is a good person and she fears God, why not? We will support you. You get it? So it's always about how you engage your parents. Don't try to impose somebody on them. They will never agree. Try and win them to support why you are going that line. I hope you get it, sister. So it's not about your, and truly, if it becomes so tough, go and pray again. Indeed, if it is God who has endorsed that relationship, your parents will be spoken to by God. Okay. Yeah. If they don't agree, it means that God has not endorsed it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I have another question. Dickness Elizabeth, can I ask?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, so Elder, my next question is that, okay, so now there are so many like beliefs that we ladies, young ladies in our days, we think that when a guy is ready to get married to you, the guy has to bear everything. You there, all you have to do is just cross your leg and wait for the guy to come and marry you. Can you throw a light on that part? Because I realized that these things has made so many guys kept so long in getting married. They don't want to get married because they feel like marriage is a burden and a cost, because the women have the idea and mentality of just crossing their legs until the guy comes and marries them. Please.
Okay, thank you so much for your question. So I think that I want to admonish all the ladies. I talk about preparation. You have to prepare for marriage. So by the time that you meet the guy, for the cloth and then the headgear and the undies that the guy needs to buy, you've bought them already. Okay, marriage is a partnership. Marriage is a journey of friendship. So don't think that this one has to bear the cost for this or that. And even after marriage, in the home, we don't share responsibilities. We support one another. Okay, so it's a wrong, philosophy for you to think that my husband has to buy everything and do everything, and then no. When you know that you are marrying the right person and you have agreed to marry, don't think about who is bringing this or that. Whatever you all have, bring it together and then move on. I can say with me, my wife bought most of the things that we presented for the engagement, most of the things. Okay, because after all, nobody comes to inspect that it was the lady who bought it. Okay, so it's not a good idea for you to think that the guy has to buy everything, and no, do things together. But one thing I advise is that don't do things together on your own. So for instance, you are the lady, you can buy the things that you have to buy and keep it on your own. Don't buy it and keep it in the guy's house. It's a mistake. Some people did that. They bought so many things together and kept in one place, and the relation didn't work. And now they didn't know whether to go for their things or not. So it's always important that you prepare on your own together. So the guy is maybe buying things that will be needed for the wedding, but he's keeping it in his place. You are also buying your things, the things that you will need for the engagement, whatever. You keep it at your end. When the time is due, then you put them together and then go for the marriage. Don't put them together and keep in one person's place when you are not married yet. It can lead to a lot of issues. So always do things together separately. Yes, let me put it that way. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Elder.
Thank you so much. Sister Linda, are you okay?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, boy of God, you raised your hands. Please, you
Yes,
can ask
please.
your question.
Okay. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Elder, please, I would like to ask that if you have a lady and want to go and propose to her, and then the lady start giving you attitude, please, what should you do? Maybe you're afraid also, and like all the patients shows that this is the person that I want to go and then propose to her. And the lady, anytime like you make attempt to talk to her or something like that, then the lady will be giving you attitude and the other stuff. And then there's another school of thought that sometimes they pretend. So you become confused, or is it because she's trying to stretch me a bit or something like that? So please, what should someone do if it happened that way? Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. So I think with a proposer, the gentlemen, some of us, we are not diplomatic at all. No matter how sure you are about somebody, the proposal should be sequential. Okay, build a momentum, build a kind of friendship that will not necessitate an attitude from the lady. You see, if the lady will not be interested, your friendship stage will tell that this lady will not marry. For instance, I've seen a lady, I'm interested, but we are friends. In friendship, I ask her a question. So, which type of person would you want to marry? The lady tells me, I'll not marry a short person. Me, I'll not marry somebody from Ashanti region. Me, because you are friends, she's open and telling me all these things. And she tells me all this, and I find out that I'm in that shoe that she's talking about. Why should I worry myself to go and propose to this lady? Okay. So I wonder why people go and hate. No, build momentum and know that. And sometimes you're in your conversation, you ask intelligent questions. This lady will tell you about the kind of person she wants to be with. I want to be with a man who fears God, somebody who is thinking to be a pastor. I don't mind about the height. I don't mind about the tribe. And I want to marry somebody. And what she's saying is favoring you. It means that the lady is talking to you that for you, you are one of mine. Standards. Then it gives you the go ahead. So it wouldn't be difficult to do that. Okay. Yeah, but if you are not careful and yeah, let me give you an example. For me, I told my wife before I even went ahead to propose, I told her, are you not going out? And she said, no, she's not going out. And I said, wow, you are a nice lady, a girlfriend lady, and at this point, you're still not going out. So I tried and some didn't work, and I saw that they were not good guys, so I broke up. Now I don't want to just go into any relation now. So then I asked, but when would you want to start a relationship? Oh, I'm praying, but very soon I think I will start going out. Okay. You keep on talking. The next time I'll ask, hey, so have you received any application from the would-be pastor or who? And then we play around and say, like, so if I bring my application, would you accept it or you turn it down? Oh, you can bring it for me. I'm there, right? Once the lady tells you you can bring your application, what are you thinking about? Okay, so I submitted my application and eventually it was accepted, right? So don't be so straight about your proposal. Make sure that you've done your homework so well that it cannot be rejected. And if you know it will be rejected, you forget about it. Like a guy told a lady, listen, I'm going to ask you a question. If you say yes, I'm serious. If you say no, I'm just joking. So would you marry me? The lady says, no, sir, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Okay, it's just for fun. If she says yes, so what I'm saying is sometimes you should be tactical. You have to be tactful. Some of the guys, you are too rigid. You are too, and just, oh, God says I should marry you. No, if you do that, you receive a wrong feedback. So let's be diplomatic about the way you go about your proposal. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Eda.
Welcome.
iPhone. You wanted to ask a question, you can ask. If you are around, you can ask.
iPhone. I think. Okay, maybe he's not around. Doreen.
Now can ask.
Yeah. Nah.
Hello, yes.
Okay,
Hello.
okay.
Hi.
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay, sure.
It looks like right now it has become the norm that if you are dating someone, I spoke to one guy, he was telling me that the Christian guys, most of them are hypocrites, but they'll tell you that you see the person is a Christian and all that, but they'll tell you that they want to test before they marry you. If they don't test, they won't marry you. So what advice will you give to the young guys? But it looks like people see us in a different light, that if they don't test, they don't get married to it. It has become the normal. Right now, it looks like society doesn't frown upon it again. So has it become normal, or is it now acceptable, or I don't get it, but it looks like that is what is a trend now. So if you can help us.
Nah, thank you very much. I also keep hearing this, but I am yet to see one. The truth is that no godly man will tell you that let's sin against God before you marry. Bible says that love does not encourage evil. Okay, so if any man comes to you and say that, oh, I want to marry man, let me test, are you a machine? How many of them go to the shops and tell, I want to test the chocolate before I buy? Even chocolates, you can't test them before you buy. How much more about you, a child of God? Somebody's asking, test what? They want to have sex with you before they say. And you see, the truth is that any man who have sex with you in the name of having sex with you and marry and testing you will say you are not sweet. So they will dump you. You will never pass that test. So never allow yourself, if you're a young lady. You can ask those here who have been tested before if the guys marry them. If I don't know if somebody wants to share her experience, but in many cases, it's somebody who doesn't fear God who will tell you that let's sin against God and then before we marry. And the truth is that any guy, you give him that license to have sex with you before, even if he goes on to marry you, he will cheat on you, because when he slept with you, you were not married. So he has a license to sleep with any woman he is not married to. And you are the one who taught him how to do that. You taught him how to sin against God. So now he knows how to sin against you. So many people who are complaining, my husband is a cheat, my husband is there and then, they were the same people who taught them how to cheat, because you cheated on God and now he's cheating on you. So ladies, wise up. The moment the guy says that, no, you're not the right person for me, and it means the guy doesn't respect you. Interestingly, most of my friends who married their wives early was because the ladies never allowed them sex. And most men will throw you away after they've had sex with you. So please, let's wise up. God bless you.
Amen. Thanks, Elder.
Hello, I'm still around.
And Jacob, you can go ahead with the question.
Okay, so this is the case. Elder, thank you so much for the presentation. I've learned a lot. Personally, I've learned a lot. But my question is, as single people, should we be actively looking for partners, or should we wait for God at the right time to bring those right people into our lives? Don't know if my question is clear.
Yes. So once you know that you will marry, start working towards marriage. God will not bring anybody to you. God will never bring anybody to you. So it's about you praying about somebody you want to spend your life with. As you prepare yourself and you pray and you become the right person, the right people will be attracted to you. Okay, so don't leave the burden on God. God, I'm waiting on God. God is also waiting on you. So as you pray and you study people around, you are able to make a choice from one of them. Okay, so it's not that God is going to bring somebody from somewhere. No, it's the people around you that God can bless you with one of them. So be nice to them, pray about them, study them from afar as to know their true nature. And then as you are led, you can choose one person as a wife. So I think that's what you have to do.
All right.
Thank you so much, Elder. I have another question, if it's permitted for me to ask.
Go ahead.
Elder, please, in our dispensation, I think there is something it has become a commonality that right now, when people are dating, they date multiple people at the same time. like one guy dating maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 ladies, or a lady dating more than one guy. Is as Christians, will you advise that we do multiple dating?
Okay. So from my perspective, dating is just dating, except that you want to describe dating as official relationship, because dating to me is just, it can start from infatuation. Even the first time you meet somebody, you can start a date with a person. Dating is hanging out with people, but when you make a commitment to somebody, then that's where you have to stay with that person. So like for instance, if I'm in a church and I hang out with the ladies with the intention that I want to know the right person for marriage, I can hang out with all the ladies to know who is right. But the moment I make a commitment to that person, that I want us to grow our friendship to marriage, from that point, it ceases to be just dating, but you have entered into a relationship that you are nurturing. At that point, you are not supposed to have multiple. Okay, but before you make a commitment, you can be friends as many people as you want. Okay, so what is more important is the commitment. The moment you make a commitment to somebody, then you have to be careful you don't add another person to it. If you do that, it's an unjust way of doing things. Mhm.
Okay, thank you so much. Doreen, you can please ask your question.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. Please, I want to ask that is it advisable to date a boy you are older than, maybe perhaps 2 years older than the girl, like the lady is older than the guy 2 years, and then maybe in school too, in education, maybe you are ahead of the person to like 2 years, even though maybe you guys completed the same year, but he didn't go to school that same year, so you're ahead of him too. Is it advisable to maybe date someone like that? And my second question too is that maybe kissing in a relationship, what's like, is it a sin? Because nowadays they say it's normal. So far as you're dating a person, you have, even if there's no sex, you have to kiss. So I want to ask whether it's normal, like, or it's okay.
Okay, so the first question is marry somebody, dating somebody, or go into a relationship with somebody who is older than you. You see, mostly it's the man who has been given the responsibility of leadership. So it's always good that the man is ahead in terms of so many things. Nonetheless, if the woman is submissive enough to know that despite your age, I'm ready to be your wife, humble myself, submit myself to you, see you as the head of the home, why? No problem. But mostly ladies, some ladies don't do. They will want you and so when you do this to your man, eventually the marriage wouldn't last. The most is about the lady who, if you are ready to submit, then why not? By just that the age should not be, the difference should not be too much. So in all aspects, whether in employment, but listen, if you're a lady and the guy is not working, then don't marry him, because the guy has to be working. Fine, if you, the lady, you are doing your own work and you think you can employ the guy before you marry him, it's also good. But sometimes people take advantage of such ladies. So be careful that God gave Adam Eve when he has given him a garden to tender. So if a guy has no garden tendering, he doesn't need a wife. So guys, I'm sorry, but you have to be working before you decide to marry. Okay, so that's that. It doesn't matter how high the lady is, at least be doing something. It's very, very important. And lady, you are talking about kissing. If you can kiss and still pray to God together in your kissing, then go ahead and do it. Okay, sometimes you want to be spiritual than God, or you want to be wiser than God. Okay, so we should be wise. Kissing can lead, and it's a form of sex. Kissing is oral sex. So I don't think it's any way smaller sin than the one who had sex. So if you're a child of God, just be a child of God. Be honest with your God, and don't play around things and think you are holier than another person. So kissing in a relationship is a sin. And I don't want you to just, well, this is just a peg, this will no. If you know the reason why we discourage that one thing leads to the other. Today is a peg, the next day is just a simple kiss. The next day is just then it's going on and on and on. Okay, so I think we should guide our hearts so that we don't fall into temptation. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you
thank
so
you very
much.
much.
Elder Kenyo, please, your question.
Oh, okay. Since he has answered partially of it, thank you very much for your teachings this evening. I was stuck somewhere, so I joined in late. It's like my question was, how many percent of preparation should a man make before he enters into dating, or does he need not to prepare before enter into dating in terms of physical asset materials? Is there any percentage for a man to get before entering into dating?
Okay, Solomon, thanks for your question. So preparation never ends, and I don't think it should be a percentage. You are the person going to marry. You should know the responsibility that comes with marriage. So you should make sure that if you say you are ready to marry, then means you can host a family. Okay, yeah, you can host a family. So don't just make it like percentage wise. No, as you prepare, okay, as you prepare and know that, okay, now I have what can take me to marry, but just that maybe it's not 100%. Or for instance, I have a room, I have a bed, I don't have chairs in it. Why? These things can be acquired later, but you don't have a room or a place of your own and you're thinking about marriage. Where are you going to stay? Are you going to stay in your uncle's house or your in-laws house? That's a wrong thing to do. Okay, so it's always good you prepare to host a family. Once you are ready to host a family, it is enough.
Okay, thank
you. This is our last question from our Dickness Linda. Dickness Linda.
Thank you. I'm sorry I'm asking too much questions. Forgive me.
Oh, go ahead. It's good.
Yeah. So my question is that, is it advisable to get married as a lady when you are not working immediately? Like you would work, but you're not having a job right now. Is it advisable to get married? And the other thing is it advisable to get married whilst in school as a young lady? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mama Linda. So ideally, it will be proper to finish your school, especially with your first degree, before you get into marriage. And again, it's also very good if you start work before you get into marriage. But for the ladies, if your guy has something good doing and can sustain the family, why not? You can marry and still look for a job. But for the guys, don't do that. If you do that, you create a mess in your family. Okay. For the guy, they definitely have to be working. But the lady, if your guy is doing something that can sustain both of you, and the guy is not worried about taking care of you, because the moment you marry, your parents and your siblings and your all those who were supporting you will just say, oh, but now you're married. So they wouldn't be supporting you as they used to do. That's why it's very, very important that you really understand where you are going. Okay, once you marry, it's you and your husband, and the others will come later. So for the lady, yeah, you can also marry in school, but you are adding on pressure. School has its own pressure, and marriage has its own pressure. So for the first degree, for me, I advise that you finish it before you go into marriage, so that maybe the master's, the PhD, and the other postgraduate degrees, you can do them whilst you are in marriage. But for the first degree, I recommend you finish it before you think about marriage.
Thank you. God bless.
Amen.
Okay, thank you so much. I think the questions are still coming. This is our last question. Takezia, can you please ask your question for us?
All right, thank you so much, Elder. I want to ask this question. Please be in a
Yes, yeah, I think your line is very bad. Or is my line?
No, it's from her. DK, can you please position yourself?
Wow.
Hello.
Hi,
Yes,
we can hear
we
you
can
now.
hear you.
Yes. Okay. Please, my question is, is it advisable to be in a relationship with someone who has backslided or even married a person?
Okay. Kezia, is that all?
Yes.
Yes, good. So I think in my presentation, I said that somebody who has backslided and doing his own thing, if you're not careful, you put yourself into trouble. So it's always good to marry somebody that even if the person doesn't change anything about himself, you are ready to go along with the person. And what made him backslide? Is it that his love for God was cold? Is it that he's doing something that prevents him from coming to church? So, Kezia, it's very, very important that you marry a man who fears God and who understands that marriage is for God's pleasure. Marriage is for God's glory. If not, you see, if you marry even the most spiritual person, marriage is still difficult. How much more about somebody who does not regard God so much? You struggle. Sometimes I hear some things and I get so, sad. Husband killing their wives, beating them, doing so, wicked things against them. So if somebody doesn't love God and you go ahead and marry such a person, you may be in trouble. So I think marry somebody who fears God and love God. I think it will help you a lot.
Thank you so much, Elder.
Sister Kezia, are you okay with your answer? Okay, it's like a boy of God wants to ask a question. Boy of God, are you there?
Please, I'm here, please.
Please ask your question.
Okay. Elder, please, I would like to ask you that, can a church member propose to a deaconess in a church? That is my question. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Very, very yes. Very, very yes. Yes, this one is simple. A deaconess does not change anything about the person. Okay, once the person is humble, the person is ready to submit, and she fears God and she loves God. Why not? The deaconess there is just a title.
I'm blessed, Elder. Thank you. I'm blessed.
And somebody is asking, I said, what? How long should you be in a relationship before you marry? I think maximum 3 years should be okay for you, because the longer you stay in a relationship, the greater the temptation for you to fornicate.
Okay, Elder Kenyon, you can ask your last.
I have a question.
Hey, we won't close today.
Oh, since my question has been answered, I was asking, is it advisable to date for more than 3 years before marriage, marrying the person? Because I'm not prepared now.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So it depends, but the longer you stay, the greater the challenges and then the temptations. So we advise that as early as possible, once you know yourselves, then once you agree to marry, you should go ahead and marry. So the more you wait, the more the problems, the more the heartbreaks and all that. So it's better maximum 2 years, 3 years, if you have the means. So I suggest that you don't even rush into relationships when you know that you are not prepared for marriage. Okay. You can be friends and
Thank you. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. Wow, the questions are still coming. I don't know if we can close, but Gloria, can you please ask your question? And we are done. So please, if you have any question, kindly message it to us, and we will
send it to Daddy privately so that he answers the questions all together.
So Gloria, please ask your question. Gloria, please, if you can hear us, kindly ask your question. I think she is. Gloria,
please unmute yourself.
And please, unmute yourself.
Okay.
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay, my question is, since dating or relationship will require intimacy or getting to know each other that much, what is the percentage or how possible is it for people engaged in what we term long distance relationship to get married?
So what does it entail?
Yes, like how possible is it for people engaged
possible?
in that? Yes.
Oh yes, okay, I get it. It's very difficult possible. Yeah, it's something that I don't encourage because mostly people who build relationship on distance people who do distant relationship, even when they marry, they still have issues of trust, and then yeah, so it's always good to build relationship with people who are around you. It's possible to do distance relationship, but it's not that easy to keep it safe and then at a pace that will strengthen the bond. Because as we stay together, we learn so much about each other. So if this person is somewhere and you are always on phone, and it doesn't give you the opportunity to learn the things that you need to learn. And some of the things I need to see to even, make you end the relationship, you may not see them. So when you marry, to be a surprise to you. Yeah, so sometimes it's advisable that we try and cut some of these relationships. It helps a lot. But it is difficult possible. Yeah, it's difficultly possible. So
okay, thank you so much, Blair. I hope you are okay. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining. We are really sure that you guys learned a lot, and we know that part 2 of this will be coming. So your question, just pile it up. We will invite our guests again for him to tell us more about building a godly relationship. We are so grateful, guys. Without you, this wouldn't have happened. Thank you so much for joining and learning as well too. So at this time, we would give a vote of thanks.
Okay. First of all, we want to thank the Almighty God for making this program a success. We want to thank our guest speaker today, God. Daddy, God bless you so much for your time and everything. We pray that whatever you've lost, may God replenish it for you. Amen. We want to thank our lovely viewers for joining us on Zoom and also watching us live on YouTube. God bless you guys so much. Without you, as Elisa said, it wouldn't be possible. We thank you so much for joining us. Okay, at this moment, we want to give a short closing prayer, and then our daddy will give us the benediction for the week.
Okay, so we are praying. And Lord and Master Jesus, we thank you for a successful program. It's our prayer that, Lord, as we listen to your word, we will be the doers of the word and not just the mere listeners. At the end, we give you glory. Help us to do your word. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So
Okay,
may the Lord bless us all.
Amen.
And keep us. May his face shine on us, even as he lead us to the right people for our marriages. Amen.
Amen. That's so great. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Bye-bye, Elder.
Thank you so much. Don't forget to also subscribe to our channel. We'll be bringing you more of this. You can also follow us on our Instagram page, youth_arena. We will also post this on our channel, so you can watch it anytime and also share with your loved ones as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Ella, thank you so much for joining. Edichumwa, we see you. Those from Ghana, we are so grateful for joining.
Okay, Dickness, Justina, we say God bless you so much. You've always been the first to comment on our posts. God bless you so much. Sister Nkechi, may God bless you.
Welcome. Own Elder Yasumwa, we are so grateful for the support you've been giving to us. And Dickness Linda, we see you too. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement as well. Yes. Elder Kenya, God richly bless you.
Elder Jay, God bless you. Our own a boy, God bless you so much.
Christiana Mesa, wow, you joined us since. God richly bless you.
We see you guys.
Thank you so much, guys. So until next time, still Youth Arena, embrace the world, make a better life to make the world a better place. So until next time, see you. Peace out.
Bye.
Your name is here. Your name is here. Your